Welcome to a place where we transform doubt into belief and fear into unstoppable momentum. If you've ever asked yourself, "Do I really belong here?" Stick around. Today, we're diving deep into the silent struggle that affects even the most accomplished minds, imposter syndrome. You'll hear real stories, real people, and powerful truths that could change your perspective and your life. Let's begin. They stood on stages, they won awards, they received promotions, and yet, every night, they questioned it all. Am I good enough? Did I just get lucky? Any minute now, they'll find out I'm a fraud. Sound familiar? This is not a story of weakness. This is a story of strength hiding in plain sight. Because imposter syndrome doesn't just visit the insecure, it invades the brilliant. But today, we pull back the curtain. Imposter syndrome is the internal belief that you're not as competent as others perceive you to be. Despite evidence of success, individuals with imposter syndrome often feel they're deceiving those around them. It's not just self-doubt, it's a powerful psychological pattern where your inner critic wears the mask of truth. This phenomenon affects high achievers, students, entrepreneurs, creatives, professionals in competitive industries. Dr. Pauline Clance and Dr. Suzanne Imes first identified this pattern in the 1970s, but its reach has only grown since then. Why? Because the pressure to be enough, to perform, to succeed, to prove yourself, is everywhere. Let's talk about the shared symptoms, because you might not even know you're experiencing it. You attribute your success to luck, not skill. You downplay achievements or brush off compliments. You constantly fear being found out as a fraud. You overwork to compensate for your perceived inadequacy. You set impossibly high goals and feel crushed if you fall short. You might be working harder than ever and still feel like it's not enough. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're human. And you're not alone. So how do you break free from this inner prison? Call it by name. Awareness is the first step. Once you know what imposter syndrome looks and feels like, you can start dismantling its power. Reframe your inner dialogue. Change. I'm not good enough to, I'm learning and growing. Remember, confidence isn't the absence of doubt. It's the decision to move forward despite it. Embrace failure as feedback. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy. Mistakes don't disqualify you. They define your learning path. Own your wins. Keep a victory file. Record compliments, wins, milestones. When doubt creeps in, open that file and remind yourself, you earned this. Talk about it. The more we normalize imposter syndrome, the less power it has. Speak to mentors, coaches, friends. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's connection. Let's meet some real people who lived through the shadows and stepped into their light. Jasmine, the young executive. Jasmine got promoted to VP at 29. On the outside, polished. Inside, a whirlwind of panic. I thought they made a mistake. I kept waiting for an email saying, "Sorry, this wasn't meant for you." So she started therapy. She journaled every success. I realized the pressure I felt wasn't proof I didn't belong. It was proof that I cared. Today, she mentors young women in leadership roles, sharing her story to remind them, you do belong. Leo, the college genius valedictorian, scholarship winner, future doctor. But Leo often skipped study groups, afraid someone would discover how dumb he really was. A professor noticed and offered reassurance. He told me, "Smart people ask questions, fakers pretend to know it all." Leo learned to replace shame with curiosity. Today he's in med school and thriving. Priya, the tech founder. Priya launched a startup that caught fire overnight. Investors poured in, users soared. But at night, I thought it would all collapse, that I was just lucky. Until one day, a mentor told her, "Luck might open the door, but you walked through it." That quote sits framed in her office now, and every time she doubts herself, she reads it aloud. Key Marcus, the artist. Marcus had his first gallery, show at 40. When people praised his art, he'd smile, but inside he whispered, "They don't really mean it." One night, a visitor said, "Your painting made me cry. I felt seen." That moment changed everything. It finally hit me. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be real. Now, Marcus teaches art to at-risk youth, encouraging them to create without apology. Here's the truth no one told you. The very fact that you question yourself doesn't make you a fraud. It makes you aware. The doubt you carry is not a flaw, it's a sign of your growth. Real frauds don't question their worth, but you do, because you care. So don't shrink to fit someone else's comfort. Don't wait for external validation to own your brilliance. You belong. You matter. And every time you step into your purpose despite the fear, that's victory. Let your story be the next chapter someone else needs. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it today. Leave a comment. What part of imposter syndrome have you faced? Your voice could help someone else feel seen. And if no one told you today, you're not a fraud, you're a force. Subscribe for more empowering stories and motivational content that speaks to the real you. Until next time, keep rising.